Throughout the day, water levels have continued to abate, and we were able to rescind the evacuation order for Huntington Village and the area west of Sumas Way between the U.S. border and Lonzo Avenue, which is just to the north of Highway 1, which includes most of Riverside Road. We know this is a significant commercial area, and we are pleased for the businesses located along that corridor that will be able to begin the process of resuming their operations over the coming days. The Huntington U.S. border crossing does remain closed at this time. The floodwaters from the Nooksack River continue to flow northeasterly across Sumas Prairie, and the water levels there continue to rise toward the east. They're dropping in the west, but rising in the east. The Barrowtown pump station is fully operational at high speed. Approximately 500,000 gallons per minute go through that pumping station. The floodgates have not opened at this time, and we can't open those, or we can open those once the river level, the Fraser River level drops below the Sumas River level, and currently that's not possible yet. So we're hoping that over the next 24 to 36 hours that we will see that decrease in the Fraser River. I would again like to acknowledge the approximately 300 volunteers who came out last night and supported at the Barrowtown's pump station. It's just, I saw the videos and it's just unbelievable what was happening there. So thank you to whoever you are.
We're currently in unified command on the we're referring to the Chilliwack side of the incident. So we have one of our assistant fire chiefs working over there, supporting work around the Barrowtown lift station and other projects. And I'll let Chief SERR speak to sort of more the search and rescue efforts that are going on right now. On the west side, we're in unified command, and as the mayor mentioned, we had a fairly significant fire this morning. At the RV dealership, there's approximately 200 RVs that were involved in an incident, and it was sort of it was definitely a wind-driven incident, and the column of smoke was definitely noticeable in the Sumas Mountain area. So as soon as we're able to, we put out a air quality advisory just to have folks keep their windows and doors closed as much as possible to try and keep the toxic smoke and the particulate out of their homes. We responded there with, I believe it was 9 apparatus and about 45 firefighters. If folks at home watching, or if you saw, there's large power transmission lines there. So we called BC Hydro in right away. There's several 500 kilovolt lines, and there's a 250 kilovolt line there. So it's a pretty significant hazard. One of the tough things was we had access to the site with the water rescinding, which was great, but with the amount of water in the ditches and stuff like that, it was really challenging. So the crews were really creative, used ladder trucks to actually get across the ditch and then stretch hose lines in after they got the fire knocked down with the ladder trucks a bit. So amazing work. They worked super hard, really creative. We ended up calling mutual aid from Township of Langley and the City Mission, and we're definitely grateful for them for that support. And just thought I should mention it again. So the air quality advisory was lifted, and right now they're just cleaning up hotspots. That property is actually on Sumas First Nations. So we've turned the fire investigation over to the RCMP and the BC Office of the Fire Commissioner. They'll be taking the site from here on out. So thank you.
We continue to be very engaged with evacuations in Sumas Prairie. Since this morning, another 40 people have been evacuated from the area. We've had approximately 40 people that have chosen not to leave that area, which is concerning. We're still asking anyone in the Sumas Prairie to leave, to follow the evacuation order. I know some people, you've heard a couple times, have seen that water is receding in certain areas. But I can tell you that this is still a dynamic situation. We're still monitoring the river levels very closely. We know that this is not over, and this can change very quickly. As an example, Mayor BRAUN and I were out earlier today assessing some of the damage, and even just some of the roads that we were on literally 2 hours ago, we've now been advised now have water back over those roads. So this is why we're asking people to leave when you're being requested to do so or asked to do so under the order. moving forward, we're going to continue to move forward with our evacuations throughout the night. Search and rescue in support of everyone else has just done an outstanding job. I was out there again watching them today, just truly impressive. Abbotsford Police Department members, just working excessive hours, I can tell you, and it just engaged in so many different areas, as well as fire, the city staff, engineering. It is just amazing to see all that happening. As of today, at 3 p.m., we've only had 3 calls left on our board of people still being required to be evacuated out of the area, so that is good news. To date, we still have no people unaccounted for. We had no calls of that, but of course, we're going to continue to assess the damage. As we start to see the roads receding, the flooding, we are seeing damage on those roads and significant damage. Some vehicles, Mayor Braun and I again saw vehicles driving on certain roads that just had recently had the water recede. Those roads are not safe yet. They've not been cleared by engineers. They're unstable, and we need to ensure that we do that prior to allowing traffic. We're also working very closely with our agricultural ministry to try to get support to all the farms that are in the area. Again, very challenging with the size of trucks and the damage to roads that we're assessing, but we also know that's critical to keeping livestock safe and alive and the well-being of people in those areas.